Started the unit network layer. In that unit, we have seen the different routing algorithms. Also, we have seen the network layer duties or design issues at the network layer. Now, in this session, we are going to see the shortest path routing algorithm. In shortest path routing algorithm, there are various algorithms available, among which we are going to see the Dijkstra's algorithm in this session. Now, shortest path routing is the algorithm which selects the shortest path from all the available paths using the parameters such as time delay or distance or any such parameters according to the network requirement. So, to obtain the shortest path to send the packets among all the paths available, different algorithms are used, from which we are going to see the Dijkstra's algorithm in this session. So let's start with that. So to understand this, let us consider one network over here. In this network, the figure shows the different routers or nodes to which the shortest path routing is to be obtained. So here for the network which is shown in the figure, we have to show the computations at node A using Dijkstra's algorithm. Now in this network, there are labels which indicates time delay or distance or any such parameters. So let's see what are that label values using which we are going to select the shortest path. So over here, from A to B, the label given to you is 1. That means it may indicate the distance from router A to B or node A to B. Same way over here is 1. Here it is 2. Here it is 1, 1, 2 and 3. These are the labels given at each links. That means from particular node to the destination node. Now to obtain the shortest path from this network, we have to make one table to indicate or to decide the shortest path according to the network. So this is the table. The table indicates two parts, permanent side and the temporary side. Now in the Dijkstra's algorithm, there is one target which says that all the nodes from the network should be at the permanent node side step by step. So all you need to do is you need to start from the root node, that is over here it is root node A, and starting from that to the last node, in this case which is F, we have to take all the nodes on the permanent side step by step. So let's start how we can do this. So first of all we are starting from the node A, which is our root node in this case. So first of all over here, the permanent node is our root node, which is in this case A. What you need to do is, you need to check for all the outgoing lines from this root node. As you can see, from node A, there are two different nodes connected, which is D and V. Now, here the syntax to indicate the temporary nodes for all the outgoing lines is destination node B, root node A, and the distance from that node here. Okay, so in this case destination node is B starting from A and the distance is 1. So here it should be written in the way B in the bracket A comma 1. Okay. So this is how you can represent this nodes. Okay. This is the syntax using this parenthesis, root node and the distance. Now same way to the node A, D is also connected. So over here we can also consider that. So we need to write down over here D, that is our destination node from the node A, and the distance is 2. Okay. So here we should write down 2. Now when we have these temporary nodes, you need to shift these values on the permanent side by selecting the smallest value. The target is to send all the nodes on the permanent side. Once they all reach on the permanent side, we have to stop this procedure. So from all these two values, the smallest value is 1. So we have to shift it on the permanent side. So the next over here is A, comma, B, A, 1. Okay. Now as this node B is moved on the permanent side, we need to carry forward the remaining one on this. That means D, A, comma, 2. Okay. Now we are at the node B. So same procedure we need to follow for the node B. We need to check for all the outgoing lines or the connections from node B. So node B is connected to the C and A. Now A is already in the permanent side, so we need to consider only C value. So same way we need to write down the destination node C from the node B with the distance 2. Remember that you don't need to write down this distance only. Always distance is to be calculated from the root node. So from this it is 1 plus 1, 2. So the distance will be C, B, comma 2. Now again we need to compare these two values, and whichever the smallest value is, we need to shift it on the permanent side. So these both values are same, which is to be given the priority. So we need to give the priority to the value which is carry forwarded from the previous one. So from this, as you know that D, A, comma 2 is carry forwarded to this. So we need to give the priority to this one. So now I am shifting this on the permanent side. So on the permanent side, I will have the value A, BA1, and now D is shifted to the permanent side. Okay, as D is shifted on the permanent side, we don't need to write down it on the temporary side. So over here, we need to carry forward only CB2. Now in the permanent node, we have D. So we need to check the connections for the node D. As you can see, D is connected to C, A and E. Now A is already on the permanent side, so we need to consider only for C and E. So for C, we are going from the node D and the distance is 2 plus 1, 3. So here it will be CD3. Okay. Now same way to D, E is also connected. So we need to write down over here E, from the node D with the distance 2 plus 2, 4. Another case also possible, that is 1 plus 1, 2, 2 plus 1, 3, 3 plus 2, 5. Okay, so here ED 4 and ED 5. Now you have to select the smallest value from all of these values. As you can see, the smallest value from 2, 3, 4, 5 is 2. So we need to shift it on the permanent side. So now on the permanent side, the values will be A, BA1, DA2 and CB2. Okay. Now as this C is shifted to the permanent side, we have to neglect these values for the C. Now the left values which we need to carry forward are ED4 and ED5. Okay. Now we are reaching at the node C. So we have to check for the connections for the node C, which is B, D and E. Now B and D nodes are already on the permanent side, so we need to do for only E. So To reach through value E using C, the value is 1 plus 1, 2, 2 plus 1, 3. Also, if I consider this path, that will be 2 plus 1, 3, 3 plus 1, 4. Okay, that is EC4. Again, if we check for the path to reaching E node via C is this, which we have already considered, that means 1 plus 1 plus 1, 3. This 2 plus 1, 3 plus 1, 4. So all the paths are considered. So from this we need to select the smallest value, which is EC3. We have to shift it on the permanent node side. So here we are left with A, BA1, BA2, CB2. And now from this we are going to write down EC4. Okay, sorry, EC3. Now as E is shifted on the permanent side, we don't need to write down the values for E on the temporary side. So now we are at the node E. We need to check it for the connections which is connected to the node F, C and D. As C and D are already on the permanent side, we need to consider F only. So to reach to F via E, the values can be, if I consider this path, then the values will be 1 plus 1, 2, 2 plus 1, 3, 3 plus 3, 6. That will be F is 6. Another value F, E. If we consider this path, that will be 2 plus 1, 3, 3 plus 1, 4, 4 plus 3, 7. That is F is 7. There is also this path 2 plus 2, 4, 4 plus 3, 7. That is also same value. Now from these two values, we need to select the smallest value, which is F is 6. So we need to write it down on the permanent node side, which is A, BA1, BA2, CB2, EC3 and FE6. Okay. Now all the nodes are shifted on the permanent side. So we need to write down temporary side null. That means the procedure is completed over here. So this is how the procedure of finding the shortest path is done using Dijkstra's algorithm. Now if we want to draw the shortest path using this table, we always have to refer to the last permanent node over here, which is given as first following this. That means first node is A. Then we are shifting to VA1. That means over here it is VA1. That means destination node is V with the distance 1. Then the next is CB2. That means we are shifting to the value C from the node V with the distance 2. Now always the distance is calculated from the root node. So here 1 is there. So 1 plus 1, 2. So by writing over here the 1. Now next is DA2. That means we are reaching to D from A with the value 2. Then next is EC3. We are reaching to E from C with the value 3. 1 plus 1 plus 1. And the last is F. The value is 6. That means 1 plus 1, 2, 2 plus 1, 3, plus 3, 6. So this is the shortest path we have obtained from this network using Dijkstra's algorithm. You have to remember that the target is to shift all the nodes on the permanent side by checking all the outgoing connections with the labels given to it. So I hope this Dijkstra's algorithm is clear to you now for any of the network to obtain the shortest path. These are the references for this presentation. In the next session, we are going to continue the different routing algorithms. Thank you. Thank you for listening.